Angel and Eric, very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business. Your business is our business.
I saw you scrolling through some of those headlines. Thank you.
You know,
thank you for having some discretion.
I have so much discretion.
So
I know
much, really?
you throw that into question.
So much, really?
When I bring the stories of
not enough. You might have so much, but there are days
dust storms,
you don't have enough. But today I actually got to watch it, and and so I'm just going to go proactive and jump ahead and say thank you for not sharing those, just in case you were on the fence a little bit.
For those of you who are wondering which stories I did not share.
No. I don't know. What do you do? Like gross headlines? Yeah, the grossest news I can find. Yeah, what are you doing a Google search on?
No. I have a source that I scan, a legitimate news resource.
And what do you?
I scan.
How do you find it?
I look for, first of all, is it funny? Right.
So.
And second of all, does it have a business application?
Hardly ever does it have a business application.
Clearly.
Hardly ever.
Almost ever. Should we go over some of the stories, some of the hits?
Some of the hits, some of your top hits, right? Like your best thing.
Shall we talk about the Phoenix weather?
Is that your best line? And how is that going to be? How does that have a business application?
When there is a massive pair of haboobs in Phoenix, it is very difficult to focus on business. It's true. You asked. I told you. Don't be quiet like
There's
that.
no business application.
There is.
None.
Absolutely.
None.
Business comes to a grinding halt. You can't do anything.
See, I don't believe we talked at all about businesses and grinding halts.
Your eyes are clearly affected.
We didn't talk about that at all. All you talked about was
I wanted to talk to you, but you stopped talking.
That fine line between how much can I get away with? I'm going to tip my toe in over here and use a few carefully selected words that Angel, I
never crossed the line.
Angel, I didn't cross the line.
I
never said anything. Now, if that's how you took it, then you're mine. Yet these are the words you use and the trail that you put out the breadcrumbs for all of us to head down.
You're welcome. It's good stuff.
Do you have anything that would actually be like, perhaps business application? What else you got besides my least favorite topic?
Well, I'd have to go back over the stories that we've.
But you said you want to hear some, and so what else you got besides the one business topic?
Charlie, do you remember any of the others?
No, Eric doesn't remember because there aren't any.
No, there are plenty.
Good.
Every single day when I
popular,
bring a news story, there's a business application.
Yeah, but what did you say? The top ones, the best, and so we don't have any of those.
I can't remember them.
No.
Why are you doing that to me?
So you'll stop bringing up gross stuff.
Hey, happy social media day.
It is social media day. How many social media applications have you used already this morning?
I don't know, probably.
Did you tweet?
Yes.
Did you LinkedIn? Did you
I did not
Facebook?
do LinkedIn yet, but I Facebooked, yeah.
Did you vote for Small Business Big Game?
I voted for Small Business Big Game for experienced pros to win the Super Bowl commercial. We'd love it if you would vote as well.
Did you Instagram?
I did it. I did not Instagram today.
Instagram?
No, not yet.
All right. So a couple of things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it is social media day.
I blogged.
We're actually going to have Knockout Performance. We're going to have Kimberly Orr in. Oh, you blogged?
I blogged. That's social media.
We're going to have Kimberly Orr in later on in the show talking about social media day. Boy, hasn't it just changed our world. It's changed how we get news. It's changed how we share information, how we keep up with friends, how we market and advertise our business. In fact, I read an article about the top jobs for millennials in 2015. And one of the top jobs in it was advertising executives. And I thought that was an interesting thing because we're talking so much about social media and internet advertising, Google clicks and AdWords and all of that, but actually having, just a bigger space for advertising as we go into 2015. Because even though it is easy to do and cheap to do on the internet, everybody's doing it.
Oh, sure.
And so actually doing it well and having an advertising exec and campaigns and all of that is going to have a bigger play in business as we go forward, just based on that one piece right there, just knowing that that's where the the jobs are headed too.
What's the grossest thing that you've ever pulled out of your refrigerator?
The grossest thing I've ever pulled out of my refrigerator?
I mean, like, do you ever have...
I mean, like some moldy fruits?
Yeah, do you ever open the door to your refrigerator and go... Yeah.
Not at my house, but
No?
I did it here at the office.
Oh, yeah.
There was something in there.
Did you figure out what it was?
Uh-uh.
It was just a mysterious funk.
Yeah, yeah. Probably, I mean, like moldy fruit, I guess, would be.
Yeah.
That stuff kind of goes bad.
I once...
it really sits in there for far too long.
I once went into a person's home. I was visiting for Thanksgiving out in Missouri, and she opened up her downstairs refrigerator, and she had a turkey from the year before. And I'm not kidding.
In the refrigerator?
Oh, it was
bad.
so
Yeah,
gross.
no,
Well, in
that'd be
Lexington, Kentucky, almost a dozen people at University of Kentucky were hospitalized after taking a whiff of something inside the fridge.
They were hospitalized because
a hazmat team had to be deployed in order to assist workers who complained of nausea and irritation in the eyes and or on the skin after opening a refrigerator inside the animal pathology building.
Ooh, what was in there?
I don't know, but it was animal and it was pathological.
Oh, but they don't know what it was?
I don't think so.
What it was, but it was bad. And so much people had to be hospitalized. What's the worst thing you've ever had in your refrigerator?
The turkey from last year.
From last year.
It wasn't my turkey,
now,
but it was.
I've purchased, some chicken or some meat, some fish. Actually, I kept a thing of salmon in my refrigerator.
The day it goes bad, you notice.
Right. Well, I pulled it out to grill it. It had been in there for a week, and we're like, "Oh no, we're not grilling this. We're just going to throw it away." But, how long does it have to be in there before you have to be hospitalized?
Well, you brought the business application to this news story that I just brought because it happened in our office just last week. And
that's not okay because it happens in our office does not mean it's a business application.
Could happen to any office
because it happens, and something happens, and we all stop working. Does not necessarily mean it's a business. That is a stretch.
It could happen to any office, and this all points alert, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your stank out of the refrigerator. This news brought to you by the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Your business is growing, but your computers are slowing. We can fix that. We're C-Squared Computer Consulting, and we can help you take on the challenges of your growing business by helping you get the most out of your systems through availability managed services. We provide reliable protection with 24/7 system monitoring. Check us out at c2cc.net or call us at 303-933-1113. That's C-Squared Computer Consulting at c2cc.net.
The business professionals at Extreme Relationship Management know that networking is one of the best ways to create word-of-mouth marketing for your business. They also know that many of you feel like it's a complete waste of time. The difference is knowing how to network and what to do with all those business cards that you collect. Tune in every Thursday to learn about the ERM networking laws, and be sure to sign up for the next ERM class. Extreme Relationship Management offers training and events to help you realize how rewarding networking can be. Train it the ERM way. Find them online at extremerelationshipmanagement.com and call 855-I-LIKE-ERM to find out more about their next class.
Edgetronics wants you to be happy with your business phone system. Get your phones to work for you, not against you. The friendly folks at Edgetronics can help you plan ahead to keep your business operating when there may be a phone system outage. They offer solutions with VoIP, non-VoIP, and hybrid telephone systems. Upgrade to the system with features that will meet your company's growing needs. Call today at 303-766-1699. That's 303-766-1699. No business is too small or too large, and the customer service at Edgetronics will make you smile. Call now, 303-766-1699, or online at edgetronics, that's with an X.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Finding care for an aging parent or loved one can be a simple and hassle-free process with Home Care Assistance Denver by your side. They are locally owned and provide hourly as well as 24/7 live-in services by caregivers that are custom-matched based on client needs. They personalize every care plan to fit your loved one's very specific needs. Call them today to schedule your free in-home assessment. 720-443-3371. 720-443-3371. More information can be found at homecareassistancedenver.com. They love serving your loved ones. Call now, 720-443-3371.
John Rush, this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Hey, welcome back to the most positive business talk show in America. Very nice to have you along with us today. We are the most positive business talk show, but I am positive of one thing. I have never known anybody who truly believes that if they simply will it into existence, it will happen the way they will it, other than Angel Tussey.
Well, I'll tell you who's lacking in willpower these days, buddy, is you.
What are you talking about?
You know what? Just in the news topics that you choose to bring, I think you need
Phoenix weather phenomenon.
You need to express a little more self-discipline. So with this in mind, we brought in the author of Life Rehab, Don't Overdose on Pain, People, and Power, Kanika Tolver, certified professional coach and thought leader. She helps individuals realize career, business, life, and spiritual success with an insightful 3-step exercise that's going to help you develop better willpower through practice, progression, and patience. Kanika, welcome to the Experience Pros radio show.
Thank you.
Kanika, very nice to have you along with us. Let's focus in on those 3 Ps. I have often been on the record as saying to Angel, just because you will it to be so doesn't necessarily make it so. Though if we have a hold your breath contest, she will win every time. How is it that we can develop our willpower and start us again with the 3 Ps? Tell us what the 3 Ps are, and then let's break them down.
Okay, sure. So the 3 Ps are, first is patience, then you have progression, first is practice, progression, and then patience.
All right.
So did you want me to go ahead and walk you through?
Yeah, tell us about the practice side of things, because how do you practice willpower?
I think practicing willpower is just all about, the saying, practice makes perfect. I think over time, when you start to develop, new habits, a way of doing things, it just becomes second nature. But sometimes it takes us time to evolve over time to actually be able to have the ability to put that practice into play and learn from different setbacks and lessons learned from actually developing willpower.
Absolutely. Kanika, I think, there's probably some things that we are pretty strong-headed about, and we can either say, yes, I will definitely, go to the gym, I'll get myself out of bed, or I won't eat those cookies. There's things that we can be really strong about, but I think we all have an area of weakness. Maybe we're just kind of a pushover about something in particular. If there's something that, we are trying to get through.
Grande, non-fat, white chocolate mochas.
How do we just practice, okay, I'm not going to have one, I'm going to put it off for 10 minutes, or am I going to put it off for a whole day? How do we, what's the baby step for that?
Some of the baby steps that I like to do for me practicing willpower with things that I struggle with is just basically setting small goals and goals that, that are achievable, because I think sometimes when we're trying to obtain a certain goal, sometimes we set goals that are just unrealistic, and then what it does is it set us back and then we feel sad or upset about not being able to obtain that goal. And I think also trying to surround yourself around other people that actually has been able to conquer those different weaknesses. Those type of support systems are really helpful as well.
They absolutely are, because I think what ends up happening is you do have a setback, and what do? You revert back to that self-talk. I'm such a loser. I'm never going to get this.
Yep. Self-sabotage. Yep.
Right. And so having those people around you that will just encourage you and lift you up is a big deal.
All right, Kanika, but let me throw in this, because we're talking about the abstinence of certain things, personal life, your food, alcohol, television, whatever it may be. But what about it's my way or the highway? Do you just stick your stilettos in the sand and say, I'm just not moving?
No, I think you can't go with that. It's my way or the highway. I think you have to really try to be open-minded towards change. Change requires for us to see how other new ways to do things, and just learning other perspectives from other people of how they was able to conquer those setbacks or those weaknesses that they had in their life.
Okay, so when we move on to progression, is this the kind of the idea of 20? Have you heard 21 days to set a new habit? Is it that kind of thing?
I mean, progression, I think, happens over time. I foresee the practice, progression, and patience as like a loop. So I think it's constantly, you have to continue to loop back. The progression piece is pretty much being able to evaluate what happened in your practice. Was you able to obtain those goals? What were some of your triggers? What were some of the things that actually happened when you was actually trying to achieve some of those small goals, and actually trying to accommodate customizing what worked and what didn't work? And there may be little progression, there may have been a lot of progression, but you'll continuously start to see exactly what patterns work for you in the progression phase.
All right.
Yeah, because you actually really don't see it as it's happening. It's really, you have to look back and say, this is how far I've come. So you almost have to journal or take pictures or take notes, because you don't remember, right?
Exactly. I think I'm a person that I actually like to journal, and I actually like to take pictures far as like when working out. The before and after pictures I think are good for some people, or doing every 30 days, or just documenting just data, because some people are metrics-based type people, so they're all about performance in certain areas. So I just think you have to figure out, as you look back at what happened, what type of progression format works for you.
All right. And so then moving into the patience, I learned as a child this little ditty. Patience is a virtue. Virtue is a grace. Grace is the little girl who lives down the place. The only problem is there was no grace down the lane, and patience is just as elusive. How do we get it?
I think, when you're trying to obtain willpower, for most people, I think they assume there's going to be like extremely fast. It's going to be, I'm going to be able to obtain this goal within 2 weeks or within a week. And I think patience really helps you, develop stronger willpower and endurance during those times when you do want to have that cookie and you really shouldn't have it, but you're kind of just starting to have a little bit more willpower, a little bit more patience to kind of be able to see that progress that's going to happen at the end of that 30-day period.
All right. Well, this is good stuff. According to a quote from Kanika's book, with a big dose of motivation, just a little bit of effort put forth with an exercise such as this, you could be well on your way to winning the willpower game. Now, let's talk about your book a little bit. Kanika, where do we get a copy?
Oh, sure. The book is, like I said, it's called Life Rehab, Don't Overdose on Pain, People, and Power. You can actually check out the book on Amazon.com. You can actually check it out on my website at kanikatolver.com. And, you can download the ebook version, or you can get the physical copy sent right from me.
Fantastic. You can find Kanika Tolver and, of course, pick up a copy of her book. I mean, we all have an element in our life that, we could use just a little bit more willpower. The book is Life Rehab, Don't Overdose on Pain, People, and Power. Kanika Tolver, thanks so much for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You betcha. Folks, when we come back, we're going to talk to you about time management. And we've got tips from a mom coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com.
ExperiencePros.com will help you find the best in customer service, and you can feel good about doing business with the pros.
Landlords, listen up. If you have investment property, you need Legacy Properties PM. Devin Bewley will absolutely get you the highest rent possible, handle every imaginable emergency, and make sure that your property is well cared for. He visits every property regularly and knows that he's working for you. Legacy Properties PM, where their promise to you is simple. If your property isn't earning you money, you owe them nothing. There's nothing to lose. 720-989-1996. Mention Experience Pros and they'll waive the first month's management fee.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
The top 5 search results get 75% of all the clicks. 75%! That means if you're on page 2, you are missing out on tons of potential business. You, my friend, are in need of professional help. At SharpNet Solutions, it's not all about clicks. It's about making sales. They optimize the Experience Pros Extreme Customer Service Directory, and they can optimize your business. Call them today, 303-900-4988. That's 303-900-4988. Or find them online at sharpnetsolutions.com. Put their talents to work and see what they can do for you. 303-900-4988. Mention the Experience Pros and get up to 50% off. Call today.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
It was a moment.
It was a moment that changed my life.
We looked down from the chopper and saw the whole area was flooded.
At that moment, it really hit me. This is why I joined the Guard.
People had gone up to the rooftops to escape the rising waters.
Talk about intense moments. We had to lower the guys on line some 30 feet down.
This is where teamwork and training really paid off.
It took steady nerves and steady hands for the chopper pilots to hover like that.
No question, Guard pilots are the best in the world.
I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life.
What could be better than serving the people of my hometown?
In the National Guard, you serve your community as well as your country while you work or attend college. In return, you gain skills in which you can build a career and receive benefits that can help you pay for college. Learn more about what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Colorado National Guard, aired by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
Dana Lash, 8 p.m. weeknights on KLZ 560.
Hi, this is Dr. Ivan Meisner, New York Times bestselling author and founder of BNI, the world's largest networking organization. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, the #1 best positive business talk show in America.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Is it any wonder I've got too much time on my hands?
Said nobody, anytime, anywhere.
You have too much time on your hands. Well, here's the thing, as your business starts to grow and we put all these pieces in place, you could end up having the most fulfilling year you've ever had, both professionally and personally. But as your business starts to grow and all these blessings, all these successes start coming to you, if you don't have the time management skills kind of in place, you're going to feel really overwhelmed, overburdened. You're going to pull back, and then you're going to feel bad because your business isn't growing because you weren't actually able to handle the business growth. But
all around the listening audience, people are going, that's right, sister. I get that. That's happening to me right now.
Right. And it is. But imagine if our theme song was, I've got too much time on my hands, because we have decluttered, we have put into process, we have delegated, we've created all the systems in place, and our time is our own.
I don't know if we're ever going to say we've got too much time on our hands, but let's get to a place of balance. What do you say?
All right, absolutely. So here's some tips on 10 ways to declutter your day. I don't know if we'll get through all 10.
Do our best.
But here's a couple of them. Number one is pull the plug on computer time.
It doesn't mean you can't use your computer, but are you wasting 6.5 hours a day on computer?
Well, and I think we all have some time where it's just on, it's in the background. We find ourselves going back and forth to it. There are elements of our job that are done on the computer, but then there are elements where we just need to step away and get away from the distraction.
Let's just call it what it is. You got carpal tunnel from scrolling.
But even this, even here, try something new. Turn it off at night and, step away from the computer, actually do some other activities other than just scrolling throughout the night.
Just in case the computer's not your number one main drain, find what it is. Number two, find the main drain. Many people talk on the phone. They talk to everybody all over the place. They're always on the phone. Chat.
But it might be online shopping. It might be your video gambling game.
Candy Crush.
Whatever your major time drain is, find it and tame that beast. You don't have to eliminate it altogether, but almost, kind of like our last guest talking about willpower. Once all the work is done, I'm going to give myself my 20 minutes over here, my hour, whatever it is. Set iPhone reminders for everything.
Yes.
From twice daily, to remind you to go for a walk. Just those daily nudges into your phone to make sure that you're getting the stuff done that has to get done, because it's really easy to wander away from our task list.
How many alarms do you have on your phone?
Zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Really?
I got it.
I have 4.
I got it.
The first one has a little reminder.
Okay.
Got to get up. The second one says, really time to get up. That was 20 minutes later. The third and fourth one are turned off right now, but it says bring cable TV and confirm with that last client. So
I do have a 7:30 a.m. like my alarm to go off on that. Yeah,
but I set these for just like this saying.
No, I don't use
iPhone
any
reminders. I set my alarm. The reminders on the iPhone go do-do-do-do, and then it's done. That is not enough to get daddy's attention. I need the alarms that wah 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 until I stop it.
Smack you upside the head. Well, here's the thing: if you've got those daily activities, create habits around them. And so, when you walk, when you get home at the end of the day, you check the mail and you go through the mail and just different things that are actually part of your habits throughout your day. Bundling things together. So scheduling time where you're going to do all of your phone calls together. You're going to run all your errands in one afternoon.
Yep.
Kind of collecting things. So as you're not like walking back and forth and going back and forth, having a shopping list when you go to the grocery store, little pieces that just kind of bundle the activities all together. So you're not walking back and forth and you're not wasting.
Here's something I'm going to try to implement in my world, because all too often I get so busy at work that when I get home, the last thing I want to do is clean up my apartment. And so it goes for a week and sometimes even 2 weeks without getting really a good attention, right? So I'm going to try tip number 9, clean 20 minutes every day.
Well, so every day I tidy up something. We tidy up the kitchen every night so that when you wake up in the morning, you're not walking into a dirty kitchen.
Right.
Talk about getting your day off on just kind of a grumpy whoopus, ick. Clean up your bathroom, put your laundry away, throw it in the laundry basket. Don't have laundry around, don't have dishes around. Clean off your desk at the end of the day so that it's ready so you can tackle the next day. You're already ready rather than behind. And so doing some little tidying ups as the day goes on and before you leave a room that you're cleaning up, finishing one project before you start the next one, keeping a calendar where you're writing down all of your appointments, learning how to read your calendar.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, there are things that sometimes it's an all-day event,
but those are put at the top when I'm looking for the events that are happening.
Learning how to read your calendar is an important piece so that you're not double scheduling yourself. And then putting the important things on your calendar. What are the 3 main things you really need to accomplish on a daily basis? And scheduling them in, not just on a to-do list, but you're actually scheduling them in. And planning your menu, planning what you're going to do for lunch every day so that you can grocery shop and plan for that during the week. Not just having everything in your pantry to make every meal you've ever learned how to make, but actually a planned set of menu. You'll actually spend less money and less time at the grocery store.
I like it.
And so there's a bunch of little things. But if you don't seize your day, if you don't take control of your time, then as your business grows and you get busier and opportunities show up, you won't have any time to fit them in.
Right.
So right now, think about how busy you are. Think about how full your day is. And if you are too busy to get what you are currently getting done, it's probably time to hire out some of those pieces. Hire out somebody to do some meals for you.
Yes.
Hire out some house cleaning. Hire out some bookkeeping, some of those activities so you can make space for growth.
One last tip, schedule in some downtime. I schedule in time to read a book. I like to sit down and read, even if it's only 15, 20 minutes a day. I want to read. It helps me better myself. And sometimes I read a novel and it helps me get away from the day.
There you go.
All right.
And now having something that where you are an escape, all work and no play, you will burn out. So schedule some fun things, spend time with family, spend some time doing things that you love. You have time. And if you don't have time, then you are not managing the time that you have.
I read a statistic in the newspaper today that says chances are if your grandparent didn't have children, then you won't either. If your grandparents did have children and then they had children and then you have children, you're going to want to meet our next guest. Stan Shields coming up next, talking about child safety abduction prevention. Coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Get your payroll and employee paperwork done efficiently, effectively, and economically with Employer Essentials. Free up your time, free up your money, and let Employer Essentials help your business grow. They handle all of your payroll and HR needs at EmployerEssentials.com or call 303-734-9436. 303-734-9436.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff it up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
Attention business owners. If you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706 or visit RivieraFinance.com.
Get yourself back on track with your mid-year vision screening. We're not checking your eyesight. We're checking in on your vision and your big, hairy, audacious goals that you set at the beginning of the year. If you attended the Success Unleashed Summit in January, you experienced the power of having a strong vision and written goals to keep you on track. The Epic Summer Summit is the perfect place for you to get back on track and to get your vision checked. Carrie Conley with the Infinite Nation will be presenting a 2-hour workshop, followed by a Connecting Experts vendor event and networking on Thursday, July 30th at the PPA Event Center. Sign up to attend the Epic Summer Summit at theconnectingexperts.com. You can sign up to attend as a guest or as a vendor. Get your vision checked.
Tune in every Monday at 11:35 for What's Going On with Jim Smith from Prudential. Jim will host a lively conversation about the financial and investment topics you're asking about. You can call Jim and his Prudential team directly at 303-669-9701 and tune in on Monday mornings right here on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
I'm John Walsh. I'm Ed Smart. When a child is abducted, time is critical. That's why Amber Alert is so important. The public is notified when a child is abducted. It's a partnership between broadcasters, law enforcement, transportation, and you. Thanks for making Amber Alert happen.
John Rush during the afternoon rush, today at 3 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us today. Sitting in the studio is one of our all-time heroes, Stan Shields.
Stan Shields, President and CEO of Shields ATA Family Martial Arts in Centennial, Colorado. Stan is a 5th degree black belt. I know. He is a 2-time ATA world champion. He is a champion in our eyes, and he is a champion for our children. We're going to talk about child safety, abduction prevention. We hear all this horrible stuff in the news, all these attempts at child abduction and actual real abductions. And so how do we protect our children is the topic of today. Stan Shields, welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. So happy to be here.
Very nice. So the program that you're offering is called Kids in Power, Child Safety Abduction Prevention. Kids in Power. I think I've heard that before. Are they connected in one way or another to the Amber Alert system?
They are. They're one of many companies that really support what Amber Alert is doing and connected in a way that they recognized our child safety program as a viable and a good program.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think the first question we want to start with, Stan, is can a child really defend themselves from an adult?
Look at me. I'm
who wants
huge.
to take them and do bad things?
Well, you know what? That's the question everybody has is really, can a child really defend themselves? And the answer to that is they're not going to beat up an adult. However, they will and can surprise an adult and do what's needed to give them enough time to get away. Right?
All right.
And here's a great example for you. I mean, so Angel has kids.
Angel is a kid.
Angel is a kid.
She's about the same size.
We all are. But have you had an experience where your kid's either throwing a temper tantrum or they're playing or whatever, and they accidentally whack you in the nose with their head?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Or
and what
happens? Not
happens?
the nose.
Yeah. That's right.
It's total.
Exactly.
Yeah, total. Just for a few minutes, you're just completely paralyzed.
It stuns you, and your eyes water, and you're going, "Holy crap!" Right? And so, literally, that is one of the techniques that we'll teach. We'll teach how to use a palm heel to the nose, or if you had one of your children accidentally poke you in the eye.
Oh, yeah. They do all sorts of poke. They've got these kicky things and these pokey things and all that. Stan, I think one of the scary things about, having your children protect themselves is it's not usually, so much of the bad stuff that happens is somebody that they know.
Yeah.
And so for them to headbutt and poke somebody in the eye that is supposedly somebody they know and trust.
You have to cross a mental bridge.
This is where awareness comes into play, right? They have to really be aware of the situation and what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate. And, there's a key phrase that we teach kids in our seminars, and that is, let me go ask my mom, or let me go ask my dad. Right?
Oh.
Because somebody says, hey, come go with me. Even if they know the person.
Right.
The key phrase for them is, let me go ask my mom.
That is critical.
And so drilling that question into them in lots of situations is probably key so that it just rolls off their tongue.
Absolutely.
And if it's an innocent situation, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's right.
Please go ahead. Absolutely.
That's right.
But if it's less than innocent,
that's right. Then there will be
becomes
resistance.
An issue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh boy, I love. Stan, you and I have been doing child safety stuff for most of our careers, and I don't think I have ever heard it phrased that way.
Is that right?
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so is that the most important thing? to teach a child when it comes to defending themselves?
You know what? Really, the most important thing is that mindset, right? It's awareness. They really have to be aware of what's going on and how does this situation make me feel, right? Because we all have this little internal system, right? It's our intuition. Right. And we teach kids about that intuition, and, we'll call it butterflies or that funny feeling in your stomach or whatever, but they've all had it. And a great example is when I say, listen, have you ever done something that you weren't supposed to do and you knew you were going to be in trouble? You know that funny feeling you get in your stomach, and they're going, oh yeah, I know what that
happens about the news at the top of every of our hours.
Well, that's what it is. And so when you get that funny feeling, you know that, okay, something's not right in this situation. And their immediate goal is get out of that situation. That's what they need to do. And so they just need to use their mind, and they use their legs and their voice, right?
Nice.
Use your voice to get to it. Number one, call attention to the situation. Use those legs to get away, run, get out of it. Right.
And the way that, you handle this, and you're doing it in a group setting, it's there's a lot of their peers around where they feel really comfortable. And the way that you phrase things just gets them to recognize their own emotions, their own body. You're not, we're not there to really freak them out and take away their innocence, but yet just have them recognize when they have these feelings in their body, these are things you do. This is how you respond to that.
Let me go ask my dad.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. And so we really do drill that phrase in. We're doing it in our classes over the summer months, and so that they're getting a little bit every class, but we're really drilling that phrase in so that it becomes second nature.
There are parents listening to this broadcast all over the state of Colorado right now, and they're all going, you know what? I need to have a conversation with my children. Mm-hmm. But you're hosting events that will train them, and sometimes when a third party trains, it sticks a little more, right?
Absolutely.
Tell us about some of the events you got going on.
So we've got a whole series of seminars that we're doing. We did the first one, which is about awareness. Yep. The second one is going to be about physical confrontation. This is what happens when, we talk about our 10 evil warriors and the awareness. Well, the 10th evil warrior doesn't try to lure kids away. The 10th one is called scary. Scary just grabs and goes. Scary is the one that just takes them. So what we're addressing now is what happens when scary shows up, or what happens when it gets beyond the awareness stage and it is a physical confrontation. So that one's coming up on July 18th, on Saturday, July 18th.
And how do people sign up for that?
They can go to our website, kicksforall.com/events. And so our events are all going to be listed on that events page.
That website is kicks4.
That's right.
all.com/events.
And Stan, I'd love for you to post that on our Experience Pros calendar as well, that event on July 18th, because I just think that these are things that, you talk about, you see in the news, you need to do something, but where do you go? Where do you turn? And ATA Family Martial Arts is taking care of this. They really do care about your children. Tell our listeners where you're located.
We're in Centennial on basically the corner of County Line and University Boulevard, next to Water to Wine and
you bet. Dart Wars and
Dart Wars.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a fantastic thing that you are doing, and we love having you in the studio, Stan, because your calmness, your demeanor comes across the airwaves, and it always have. I remember we started this 6 years ago, and you have a way of connecting with our audience, and when our children are in the balance, your message could not be more timely. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for being here and doing what you do.
Okay, so the class again is July 18th.
July 18th.
Signing up at kicksforall.com. Is there a phone number?
303-220-5956.
303-220-5956.
All right, folks. Stan, thanks again for being here. We appreciate you. Folks, don't go anywhere. We have more positive business talk. It's Social Media Day on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
You've got a great business, lots of customers, and a catchy tagline. Things are going great, right? Has it ever occurred to you that if you are doing so well in your business, someone else might be trying to copy or steal your concept and make it their own? It happens every day. But don't let it happen to you. You need attorney Steve Replin on your side. Much more than just a lawyer, Steve is a business consultant who knows how to protect what's yours while helping you grow it to success. Call Steve today and CYA. That's cover your assets. 303-322-7919. 303-322-7919.
Computers. We can't live a moment without them. My friend sent me an email recently saying she was having 99 problems and 97 of them were because of email and technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, but I'm stuck with how to get past the lockups, the slow retrieval, and lost data. This is what Binkley IT specializes in, all your computer quirks and hangups. They'll take care of you, and often they can do it remotely. Call our friends at Binkley IT and solve your IT puzzle one piece at a time. Call 720-254-1057, 720-254-1057. And if your computer is still working, look them up online at binkleyit.com.
Dude, your wife's hot.
I know, right?
I'm not kidding. She's really hot.
Yeah, I married up.
I'm trying to tell you, your wife's hot.
Will someone please call Bowman Heating and Air? It's 90 degrees in here.
Don't let anyone else tell you how hot your wife is. Call Bowman Heating and Air today. 303-622-6502. Bowman Heating and Air, keeping couples together and relationships cool. Ask about their preventative maintenance option with a 100% mechanical guarantee. BowmanHVAC.com.
Let's face it, you're stuck. Sure, your business is stable, but you've been floundering it even for too long. It's time to call Stephanie Scheller. Stephanie is a systems, business, and marketing coach who's helped over 300 companies improve their results by setting up systems and holding them accountable to trackable growth. Sometimes all you need is a fresh perspective and a little bit of accountability to break through to the next level of your success story. Call Stephanie today, 210-426-6956, and just talk to her. 210-426-6956. She can help. It's your business. Call today.
Did you get some great customer service today? Did someone make you feel a little happier for doing business with them?
Give them a fan brag. This is Eric, and you can call into Fan Braggin Friday and share your story with me and Angel on the air, or you can write a fan brag at experiencepros.com.
Once you start looking for great customer service, you'll find it's in more places than you thought. Share your great finds with us by calling 855-FAN-BRAG during our Friday show. Kindness is so simple, and we want to hear from you.
As a business owner, you know what it's like to wear a bunch of hats, and we know it too, which is why our very best advice to you is to outsource your accounting to By the Numbers Bookkeeping and Accounting. Philip Aronoff is well known to listeners and members of the Experience Pros Network. He was voted the best bookkeeper in the state of Colorado during the Fan Braggin contest, and he can absolutely help you build your business while making sure your accounting is all taken care of. Call Philip today and take that bookkeeping hat off for good. 720-837-0860. That's 720-837-0860.
John Rush, this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. It's Social Media Day.
Absolutely. We're going to have Kimberly Orr from Knockout Performance in with us in a little bit on the show. But before we do, we're going to talk a few minutes about some essential principles every successful social media marketer follows.
You know, our friend Rebecca Radice wrote this blog, and I think it's a critical thing for us to understand, because social media can be kind of standoffish from time to time, right? You know, it's out there. It's the interweb. But you can actually bring your audience closer by following these policies.
She says, I promise what I have to share is not rocket science, but if you are willing to learn from those that are succeeding every day at social media, you will need to follow these tips.
All right, so tip number one. This is one of those things so simple as to be profound. It almost sounds redundant, but honesty is always the best policy.
Well, here's the thing. Just be honest in all of your interactions, whether it's online or offline, whether you're
so much better looking online.
We know. Whether you're promoting a client project or tweeting a corporate partnership, she says always, always, always tell the truth. If you're upfront and clear about your intentions, then you'll never need to worry about covering your backside.
I like it. Number 2, treat others with respect.
Well, because your social media followers and your fans, they want to know that they're important to you. They are human beings. They're not just a number. They're not just a little egg, on your Twitter follower. They want to know that you respect their opinion, while it might be different from yours, and probably it is. Even if nobody agrees with you, even if you don't have the same opinion as anybody else, everybody deserves your respect. So let them know you value their insight, that you value their opinion, you value their feedback, and take the time to respond when people comment.
Absolutely. You never get a second chance to make a good first impression. Tip number 3, make a great first impression every time.
Well, she says people are fickle, judgmental creatures. And we know that to be true. So showing up on social media as scattered, unprofessional, unkempt is not the message that you want to send.
It comes to mind that these points are good for life, not just social media. Number 4, stay present in all conversations.
We all have our own favorite topic, right? And it's me, it's us. We'd love to talk about ourselves, our lives, our dreams, my goals, my plans. But what we don't like is when someone ignores or discounts what we have to say. So stay present in conversations, ask questions, and show your interest. And like Eric said, this is an everyday conversation too. Be present in all conversations. Put the distractions away. Put your phone away. Ask questions. Don't just be thinking, when can I interrupt and get back to what I was going to say, but actually engage with people.
Number 5, make everything relevant.
Social media fans and followers want to know that you get them, that you understand, that you've taken the time to understand who they are. And so share content that is specific to their needs. Don't always make it just about you and what you want to share, but what do they need to hear?
Absolutely.
Ditch the negativity is this next one.
As the saying goes, you attract more bees with honey than with vinegar. Listen, working on your demeanor and your communication skills will go a long way to improving your results. People are attracted to cheerful people. Be that person.
Well, negativity is expensive. It costs companies millions in business every year. If you have negative employees, if you're using the internet to be negative, it is costing you. It is costing you. Even if you don't know the direct connection to it, that negativity is a price. So ditch it.
Absolutely. Enthusiastically share other people's content.
Right. We always think, well, what should I be writing? What should I be sharing? How should I be commenting? You don't have to do it. You can talk about other people.
Right. You don't have to invent something new. If you've got a brain cramp, that's okay.
Yeah. Share from other people. Share other people's blogs. Promote other people. It is actually the best use of social media. If you're wondering, should my business even have a presence on social media? I don't have time for that. I don't want to. I haven't found the right person that I want to hire for that. Well, use it so that your company and your fans can share you with other people. It's not about you.
It's not about you. As we rush towards the release of the new Star Wars movie, I go back to the original Star Wars movie, which was actually number 3 in the count of it all, and Luke Skywalker getting ready to throw his photon torpedoes down the tube of the Death Star, and he says, stay on target, right? Stay focused.
Well, according to Steve Jobs, he has a quote. I never had heard this one before, but I love it. Focusing is all about saying no. As social media continues to evolve, it's easy to get derailed, right? To kind of follow a new trend. But don't let the latest and greatest pull your focus away from why you're using social media in the first place. Remember, it's to have an engagement for your fans, not for you to sell to them, but an engagement with other people. So know what you're looking to achieve and stay the course no matter what. Even on your daily grind, it's so easy. You've got the things that you need to do. But I think what ends up happening is really they're kind of negotiable. And we treat them as negotiables. And if you treat them as a negotiable, they're not going to get done.
Understood.
All right. So create a transparent brand.
Fans and followers are equipped with a built-in BS meter. And if they sense something isn't quite right, you're going to run into one problem after the other.
Well, I think that we all kind of have these little red flags. You say something and then something else comes up later and it doesn't quite jive with what you said the first time. And so it raises these red flags, costs you followers, costs you fans, costs you referrals, and it costs you customers.
Absolutely.
So you have to prove that you're trustworthy and reliable through a transparent and open brand. It's an important factor in a mutually beneficial relationship. That's what you're doing, is building beneficial relationships both ways.
I think that's one of the mistakes that so many people put when they're using their social media. It's all about me, and it's all about my, are you going to ready to buy from me? Let me just push that out to you. And that is a critical mistake.
Absolutely. She says, pay it forward. Pay it forward with free compliments. I mean, you can do that all day long. So successful social media marketers know that part of their success is due to their willingness to pay it forward.
Here on the Experience Pros Radio Show, we call that Fan Braggin' Friday. That's the day that we get to say something nice about somebody else in business. And when we pay it forward in that regard, then it starts a trickle-down effect of positivity.
So when you think, okay, my business isn't growing, my following, I'm not getting followers, I'm not getting interaction, nobody's doing business with me, what are you doing? How are you sharing others? Are you passing along tips, words of wisdom, introductions? Are you doing business with them? Are you commenting, following, sharing, posting, doing the behaviors that you hope others will do for you? You have to start this ball rolling.
Absolutely. And the 11th point on principles that every successful social media marketer follows is that they find balance. The key to successfully balancing your life with your social media activities involves prudent prioritizing. So says Ann Tran.
Yeah, she says, you can have a happy life with daily social media interaction, but be smart with your priorities. Find a time to step away from the computer. For one, it's unhealthy to work nonstop. We talked about that in the last segment, but it's also a creativity killer. You get your creativity not from sitting in front of the computer, but from walking away, taking a walk, doing some exercise, hanging out with friends, putting yourself in an outside situation. Your brain will subconsciously work on the challenges that you need and come up with that creativity. If you let it relax, give it a break, give it a little breather. And even when it comes to social media, I think sometimes we have like Facebook brain, right? Social media brain. You're out and about and you think, oh my gosh, I got to Facebook about this. I've got to tweet this. And in little snippets like that, but make sure at some point you do put the phone down and enjoy the friends and family and the people that you're hanging out with.
There you have it. Thanks to Rebecca Radice, her website, you can find more information and great blogs for your social media at RebeccaRadice.com. That's Rebecca with a K, Radice, RADICE.com. You can also just find me on Twitter. I have tweeted it out and also posted this article on our Facebook page.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. It is social media day. Are you using social media?
Yes.
One of our favorite social media tools has always been our Meetup calendar. It's just a great tool for connecting with people, finding people who have other interests that are similar to yours. So like us on our Meetup calendar, join our Meetup calendar at meetup.com/experiencepros. Find out where all of our epic networking events are going to be. And you can also follow us on our own Experience Pros calendar as well, experiencepros.com/calendar. We're going to post the workshop that Stan Shields talked about. Will be on there. All of our member events are posted on the Experience Pros calendar. Easy place for you to follow and just easy to get involved. So if you want to find the very best in business, they are all on the Extreme Customer Service Directory. Lots of great companies doing fabulous things for their customers, and they want to serve you well. They will serve you well. Imagine, you say, I found you on the Extreme Customer Service Directory.
What kind of service do you expect you're going to get?
Extreme Customer Service, only at experiencepros.com.
Hey, listen, we got to stop for just a moment, get the news, the top of the hour, station ID, and all of that kind of stuff. But when we return, a whole nother hour of positive business talk on Social Media Day on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Dana Lash, 8 p.m. weeknights on KLZ 560.
What puts you at risk for identity theft? Do you bank online or go to the doctor? Banks and health insurers can be susceptible to breaches of your private information. Ever give out your social security number or date of birth? Hackers can use it to get loans or drain accounts. That's why you need LifeLock Ultimate Plus identity theft protection. LifeLock Ultimate Plus helps protect your social security number, bank and retirement accounts, even the equity in your home. Obviously, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor transactions at every business. But you only have one identity. Protect it with the best. Join LifeLock right now, and you'll get a special 15% discount. Just call or visit LifeLock.com and use promo code 15 today. That's 15 today to take advantage of an incredible 15% discount. Act now. This offer ends June 30th. Call 800-520-9106. 800-520-9106. 800-520-9106.
KLZ AM 560, KLZ HD Denver. Listen live at klz560radio.com. KLZ 560.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm Kay Long.
We need to have strength and decision-making and authority back in the Oval Office, and that is why today I am proud to announce my candidacy for the Republican nomination for President of the United States of America.
Two-time New Jersey Governor Chris Christie jumping into the 2016 GOP race for President of the United States. Christie making his case, flanked by his wife and 4 kids. His dad looking on. He talks off the cuff with no teleprompter, addressing the crowd, his back to the cameras part of the time. Christie entering a crowded field, making his announcement at his old high school in Livingston, New Jersey. Christie, the 14th official GOP candidate in the race. Meanwhile, the tables turned on another of the Republican presidential candidates. Here's a story from the Blaze Radio's Chris Barnes in Washington.
They're going to be the capital of automobiles pretty soon, the way they're going. I respect what they're doing. I think it's great. I like Mexico. I love the Mexican people.
The real estate mogul defending himself against criticism from the Mexican government for remarks in his campaign announcement when he says those that are living here illegally from Mexico are largely rapists and other criminals.
You have people coming through the border from all over, and they're bad. They're really bad.
On another front, Trump says he supports clean air, but he doesn't buy into the threat of global warming.
When Obama gets up and said it's the #1 problem of our country, and if it is, why is it that we have to do and clean up our factories now, and China doesn't have to do it for another 30 or 35 years?
Trump speaking on CNN's State of the Union.
That's the Blaze Radio's Chris Barnes reporting from Washington. CNN reporting the Clinton Correctional Facility Superintendent and Deputy Superintendent placed on administrative leave following the escape of 2 convicted murderers. A 3-week search costing millions following the breakout. 1 convict shot dead by police, the other shot and wounded. He's in the hospital in Albany, New York. This is news on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
The Blaze Radio News on KLZ 560 Denver.
The Dana Show with Dana Lash tonight at 8 on KLZ 560.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Save My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business. Your business is our business. Everybody take a big breath. As of this very moment, the market is up 16 points. That means the end of the world did not actually happen. It's okay. And by the way, this is all brought to you by the fact that Paris Time Lords have agreed to extend the Greek deadline by 1 second.
Oh.
Yep.
I think that 1 second is really throwing everybody
It
today.
must be, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all just a little off, a little bit. It's, that 1 second, it is throwing off my equilibrium.
Well, what are you going to do with your extra
about it.
time? You going to sleep an extra second?
I know I'm going to do something very
Productive?
very productive with that extra second.
Are you going to do it with the selfie stick?
No.
Okay. The reason I ask is because I know that you and millions of Americans plan on going to Disney.
Oh, I was going to say, plan on getting a selfie stick? No.
No. But if you plan on going to Disney, leave those selfie sticks at home.
No selfie sticks at Disney?
They have been banned at the theme parks over safety concerns.
What? Really?
Selfie
Why?
sticks, safety concerns.
Are people using them like on roller
Could
coasters?
you imagine doing that on a roller coaster? Whack, 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 whack. You're just beating the person behind you.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
You know, when we were in Cancun, there was these two girls playing around at the pool with their selfie stick.
They were hot.
They were young.
They were
young.
They were.
And they kept
throwing it.
Well, because they're trying to throwing it in the air and capturing themselves, like jumping into the water. Yeah. It was really cute.
I don't think they were using the selfie stick the way it was intended, though, because they kept throwing it. Aren't you supposed to hold on to it and click it when it's time?
You know, I don't have one.
Oh.
I imagine you could probably use it multiple ways. I don't know. Maybe.
If you take it on a roller coaster, you can whack the people.
So no selfie sticks, huh?
No, not at Disney.
Okay, so I saw the selfie shoe.
What?
The selfie shoe. It's a cute little wedge. Little shoe, but it's got an indentation in the front under the toe.
Is it for men or women?
Where you can dip for women. Where you could,
okay.
You could just slide the.
As if it's for women, for men, you know what they call that? That's an upskirt shoe camera thing. It's inappropriate. Right?
Ew. Oh no! That's not how they showed it in the picture.
Okay, so how do they show this in the picture?
And they show the picture, so then you just lift up your leg so that it's like out in front of you,
Yeah.
so it's taking a picture of you. So when you're sitting,
like
your
at
leg
the pool,
is extended.
Right.
You can get a further away picture because it's down by your toe,
right,
not by your hand.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so like at the
But
pool.
ladies beware. If you stand up, I'm just saying, spanks.
No, this is sitting. This is a sitting pose.
Spanks.
But I didn't think about it as a standing pose.
Yeah, I know.
You boys, you
I
take
don't know.
everything. You take
You
everything.
can't blame me.
This was supposed to be
I'm
a
the
nice.
one warning you.
This was supposed to be a nice, sweet thing, and now you're like, I'm gonna look up girls' skirts with it.
I'm not going to look up girls' skirts with it. I'm telling you that sometimes when people attach cameras to their shoes, hello, it happens.
It happens. Oh, I'm so sorry.
And if the women attach the cameras to their own shoes, then they are simply doing it for the guys. Perverts, all that they are. Just saying. Got a great positive business talk show for you. Talk to me now.
I'm still just taking in.
Come on back.
I'm taking in all that
Just
that you had to offer.
It wasn't.
You know, you do. You just
Safety
take
and security,
things.
that's
I know
my
you
job.
take things and you just make them dirty.
Safety and security, not dirty.
No, it isn't.
I am
Thank
the-
goodness.
I am the
Well, thank
protector.
goodness you're not leading the next topic,
I am
but
the protector.
but we've got an expert.
We do have an expert, and she's in the house. We're going to be talking about all kinds of cool stuff, business stuff, coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Finding care for an aging parent or loved one can be a simple and hassle-free process with Home Care Assistance Denver by your side. They are locally owned and provide hourly as well as 24/7 live-in services by caregivers that are custom-matched based on client needs. They personalize every care plan to fit your loved one's very specific needs. Call them today to schedule your free in-home assessment. 720-443-3371. 720-443-3371. More information can be found at homecareassistancedenver.com. They love serving your loved ones. Call now, 720-443-3371.
When your IT person says your VPN's PPTP failed because the IP conflict caused a protocol failure, all you seem to hear is blah, blah, money, money, blah, blah, last time. We're C-Squared Computer Consulting, and we speak geek fluently, but we translate when talking to you. When you understand the issues, you can better prioritize your money and time. Our managed services provide a stable spending model with system monitoring and trust. Call C-Squared Computer Consulting today at 303-933-1113 or go to c2cc.net.
Should you invest in a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA? Are you looking for a tax-free distribution? Do you prefer a tax deduction? There's a lot going on there. Why not educate yourself? Talk about it with someone you trust. Call me today and let's explore what is the best answer for you. 720-356-6474. 720-356-6474. This is Jim Smith with Prudential. Tune in every Monday morning for more tips at 11:35 right here on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Extreme Customer Service Directory is the go-to place for finding the companies who have the best customer testimonials. Plus, To make it even easier, we narrowed down the field to only 3 companies in your area. If you need a printer in the metro area, we have it. If you need ink and toner, we have it. The Extreme Customer Service Directory is one of the most visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com. experiencepros.com for the best in customer service. When you're looking for the best, think Experience Pros. You can feel good about doing business with the pros.
Friends, this is Eric, and I want to turn you on to a fantastic bi-monthly patriotic newsletter I've discovered. It's called The Pen, and it's a compilation of numerous patriotic writers packed with political information that you won't find in the newspaper. Contact my friend Beth Ann for a free sample copy at csctalkradio.com or send $24.95 to P.O. Box 73, California, Missouri 65018 to receive The Pen for an entire year. The Pen, promoting liberty and keeping patriots informed. Subscribe today, csctalkradio.com. That's csctalkradio.com.
Advertising is really effective, especially for small business. Turn your company into a household name by advertising on the Experience Pros radio show. We'll help you build a trusted reputation with the professionals who listen to the program. You'll connect with the right audience and at the right price. Advertise with the Experience Pros radio show. Sign up at experiencepros.com and put your brand on the tip of your customer's tongue. Sign up today and start advertising with the Experience Pros at experiencepros.com.
Dana Lash, tonight at 8 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros radio show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. We appreciate you for tuning in today. Hey, wouldn't you love to grow your business and maybe even grow your revenue? Not always the same thing at the same time.
Well, yes,
right?
Absolutely. And so we're going to bring in we have our guest expert in the studio, Mary Beth Stenzel. You can find her online at mstenzel, Stenzel, mstenzel.mersatech, MERSATECH.com, mstenzel.mersatech.com. We're going to talk about mobile apps to grow your customer base and making sure that you are compliant with all these new security changes and stuff going on when it comes to taking credit cards as well. Mary Beth, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you so much. Good to see you all again.
Very, very nice to have you in the studio again, Mary Beth. All right, so let's talk about, can an app really help us grow our customer base?
Absolutely. You know, merchants are already trying the Groupon, Living Social type of ideas, trying to reach those various people out there who don't know that you exist, your business, they don't drive on your street, and all of a sudden this is a way where people come inside to your restaurant or your business, say, great, download my free mobile app, and you capture their contact information. They willingly downloaded it. Of course, you can offer buy one, get ones, all sorts of deals, and you're not giving it away for cents on the dollar.
Right.
You have the information.
Like some of those other businesses that rhyme with Hoopon.
Yes.
Well, I think that, there's always, is that a good deal for me? Because you give so much of the profits out in the front side, but it doesn't always have to be that way.
Correct. Yeah, it really doesn't. And it could be just enough to say, hey, you get 5% off a deal today just for downloading our free app. And if you share it with your friends or if you share it on Facebook, it's exponential because you reach just the one customer you had and 20 other friends who never showed up at your place, but now they know you exist.
All right, Mary Beth. I remember back in the 80s and 90s, I had a business and I needed I was taking cash only.
Wow.
And I needed to get into the collection of credit cards because when I did, my sales went up. The per sale, the average ticket went up like 3 times.
Absolutely. That's been proven.
Right?
I remember when McDonald's started taking the credit card. I used to always say to my son, sorry, Mom doesn't have any cash. Mom doesn't have any cash. He's
Not
like,
anymore.
but Mom, you've got
you've got a
you got
card.
the card, you got the plastic, and that works just as well.
All right. So you talked about brick and mortar, the restaurants and the stores that have the brick and mortar type things. What about for those of us who maybe do consulting or we're on the road all the time?
Absolutely. The Square is a type of swiper, and we have the Ramblers and different types of mechanisms to go into a smartphone, smart device. They work great. And another thing that's kind of cool and edgy, or I should say if you're into fun stuff like this, is Wi-Fi. Now computers and little terminals, you can just run off your phone's hotspot and have your credit card machine work and not have to pay a wireless fee. So really, any place you can sell on the street, you can sell at the Starbucks, you can sell in your front yard or selling jewelry out of your house.
Is it safe?
It's very safe, and the compliance is part of what's coming up with the new credit card terminals with the EMV chip, and that's another layer of security.
Do we have to worry, Mary Beth, about, you said, we can do business now. Do we have to have a license to do business mobilely?
Not really. You do your own protection for how you have your entity, whatever you've chosen with your advisor, decided how you want to structure it. But there really isn't anything other than the terminal itself, the credit card terminal and the device. And then they don't want you, of course, storing cardholder information in a shoebox in your basement. So
right,
the babysitters
which is what we were doing before, right? With those little knuckle grinders, you had all that credit card information.
Right,
now we're not storing it at all. So that makes us a little bit more compliant.
Safer, more PCI compliant.
Let's go back and talk for a minute about that EMV compliance. I know that you've brought that to us before, but people don't remember necessarily the last conversation we had. What is the EMV compliance, and do we have to throw away our square, swipey doohickeys?
There's some terminals that really are end of life. That's the phrase they call it. They will still work until they don't work, or until you've had too many people take advantage of you. Say you're a liquor store owner and some bad person knows, hey, your credit card terminal is not EMV compliant, meaning it can't accept the chip with the extra layer code that you put in. It's kind of like a debit card. And that person has a great $200 party on your benefit. I mean, it's...
Oh, no, he didn't.
Well, the financial responsibility moves to the merchant.
It's moving to the merchant, which is new. Right now, the credit card companies have been taking, if somebody did some fraud, the computer companies have been absorbing that. But if you do not have, if your company isn't EMV compliant, if you're not using the right equipment, then that fraud charge is now being moved to the merchant.
Exactly.
You are responsible for that $200 charge.
Exactly. If someone comes in and says, I'm signing this credit card slip as Angel, the card says Angel, you look like an angel, perfect. But then you go, you know what? I think I'm going to keep this bracelet and charge it back.
Right.
And the merchant goes, but I had everything. Well, Visa, MasterCard, and the banks will say, you bear the financial responsibility for that.
You just named Visa, MasterCard, of course, two of the big players in town, but there are others.
Sure.
And do all of the swipey, doohickey things or the equipment that you have out there, are they compliant with all cards always?
They are. American Express, Discover, Fleet cards, if you buy certain gas cards.
Not the Diners card.
Yes.
Yeah?
JCB and Diners.
Really, they do.
They sure do.
Yeah.
They sure do.
Did you say JCPenney's?
JCB.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
Bring your pennies card.
Yeah, to pennies.
Okay, so how do you find out if you're EMV compliant?
Well, the actual credit card terminal, instead of just only having the swiper on the side where it can read the magnetic stripe, actually has an insert in the middle, the center middle of it. If you go Target, Walmart, some of the larger chain stores will have it, as that's an option. You internally swipe your card.
Like you do at the gas station.
Exactly. A lot of those.
All right. Got it.
And probably a lot of people have gotten their new credit cards in the mail and they see there's no longer a strip. It's your nice computer chip in there.
Right. Yeah, the strip is gone.
The strip's gone.
The strip is gone.
Phasing out.
And so if your terminal only accepts credit cards through the strip, then you might not be EMV compliant, which means you are now liable for the fraud that is, and that can be very expensive.
It is, and it's sad it comes to that. You want to know your customers and have everybody enjoy it, but people will take advantage if they have an opportunity.
Okay, so how do our listeners get in touch with you and talk a little bit about being compliant, getting their own little compliant mobile swiper, and get all involved with the mobile app and all of that?
Yeah, go ahead and you can give me a call at 303-268-5506. If you don't have time that way, you can take your own time at home and get on the computer. Go to mstenzel.mercatech.com, and all the information is there. And this isn't to scare people. It's coming up in October. It's just good to be ahead of the curve. And I want to encourage people, this is not expensive. It's much less than even a new smartphone. So we're talking $200, maybe $300. The competition has brought the price down. So don't be afraid of oh, my pricing, I'm going to just blow my month's budget.
But you're actually going to probably make more money when you start taking credit cards. It's easier these days. I know for a lot of business expenses, it's just easier to put it all on the card. I can track my expenses. Don't have to carry a checkbook.
Sure.
Of course, cash is harder to keep track of. People spend more. They spend more readily. Studies have been shown, and if you're not accepting credit cards, you don't really look like you're in business.
No, you look temporary.
Yeah, and especially for business and other services, like you were mentioning, a lot of gentlemen I work with and women have internet type based businesses and a subscription type service. So they'll come in, get you set up, do your cloud storage and everything, and do a reoccurring billing. So a lot of the mobile swipers have the ability to do the initial swipe, and then internally on your computer, you just set it up for a reoccurring billing for their subscription.
Perfect. Oh,
wonderful.
perfect.
Our guest is Mary Beth Stenzel, and you want to go check out the new website that she's got out there, mstenzel, MSTENZEL .Mersatech, MERSATECH.com, where you can find, they make mobile apps, they do web mobilization. We just talked about the merchant services, and if you need a web developer, they can help you with all of that. It's all in one. Or just pick up the phone and call 303-268-5506. Again, 303-268-5506. And take care of your business.
Absolutely. Mary Beth, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. More positive business talk. It's Social Media Day on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
The business professionals at Extreme Relationship Management know that networking is one of the best ways to create word-of-mouth marketing for your business. They also know that many of you feel like it's a complete waste of time. The difference is knowing how to network and what to do with all those business cards that you collect. Tune in every Thursday to learn about the ERM networking laws, and be sure to sign up for the next ERM class. Extreme Relationship Management offers training and events to help you realize how rewarding networking can be. Train it the ERM way. Find them online at extremerelationshipmanagement.com and call 855-I-LIKE-ERM to find out more about their next class.
Let's face it, most phone systems are old and outdated, or they're so complicated it takes a PhD just to change your voicemail. Introducing Edgetronics, your answer to all your business telephone needs. Edgetronics is authorized and certified by Avia, and they'll not only replace your old phones with new solutions, they'll train your staff on how to get the most out of them. Proudly serving up and down the Front Range for over 10 years, Edgetronics wants to be your next phone system provider. Call them today at 303-766-1699 or online at Edgetronics. That's with an X.com.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Gentlemen, it's time to step it up a notch. I'm talking about your clothing. Sure, we're all super casual here in Colorado, but there's something to be said for dressing to match your market. You need personal stylist Michelle Martinez. Michelle will come to where you are, custom measure you for an unmatched fit, and help you find your next outfit, all without breaking the bank. Luxury starts with premium materials, and Michelle's got the best Italian fabrics. And talk about value, your clothes delivered straight to you, saving you tons. Call Michelle today, 720-261-4914. That's 720-261-4914.
Landlords, listen up. If you have investment property, you need Legacy Properties PM. Devin Bewley will absolutely get you the highest rent possible, handle every imaginable emergency, and make sure that your property is well cared for. He visits every property regularly and knows that he's working for you. Legacy Properties PM, where their promise to you is simple. If your property isn't earning you money, you owe them nothing. There's nothing to lose. 720-989-1996. Mention Experience Pros and they'll waive the first month's management fee.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
The Dana Show with Dana Lash, tonight at 8 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Uptown Funk gonna give to you.
This was our theme song when we were in Cancun, always dancing around the pool. We are starting to put the feelers out and the pieces in place for our 2016 trip to Cancun, Mexico.
That is the truth.
We don't have exact dates yet. Just know it'll be the end of April. If you'd like to come along with us, start saving your pennies now. Because we are going back and we are going to have a fantastic time. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the customer experience. That's this term that when we talk about Experience Pros, the name Experience Pros came from the concept that every interaction with your customer is a chance to create a memorable experience and a memorable interaction.
Correct.
And so when we talk about customer experience, it's like this big thing, like overwhelming. What is that customer experience? What is the customer experience? Of course, we want them to have a good time and we want it to be, memorable and we want them to be satisfied.
But the mistake that many business owners make and companies in general is that their point of view is inside out. Instead of shifting it, we're trying to guess what the customer is experiencing and whatnot. And so it's often inside out rather than the customer who is always outside in.
Right. And so thinking about how you develop this culture of a customer experience within your team, because it crosses different departments, right? Different people. We all have a different background, a different way of perceiving a customer experience. And so at many companies, it's easy to point fingers at the service people or at the sales people or the people that handle the accounts and say customer experience is their job.
Right.
Right? Not my job, but really, if we're going to have this consistent customer experience and have the customer experience be at the core of our company, it is everybody's job and everybody needs to know something about what that means.
In fact, everybody needs to know two things.
Just two things. So here, a gentleman used to do some consulting work for restaurant chains. And he said in evaluating any sit-down restaurant that he would visit, there were two things he absolutely insisted every single employee should know, whether they were the maitre d', the kitchen cleanup crew. Two things. And these two things, in their simplicity, are profound for every one of us in our customer experience.
Keep in mind, this example is for restaurants, but we'll translate it for you here in just a second. Number one, every single employee must know what is on the menu. And number two, how to seat a guest.
You think about that. When you go to a restaurant, those two elements, it doesn't matter who you're talking to, who you're interacting with. Every single person knows this is what we serve. This is what's on the menu. This is how we take care of you. And every single person knows how to seat a guest.
That's inboarding, right? It's bringing people on board and then helping them become a part of your culture.
Here's the thing so it's a great analogy, for how we should train our people, whether it's in HR, accounting, sales, service, everything. We need to know how to serve our customers well. And in this scenario, boils down to two things. How do we bring them in and how do we serve them?
Yep.
And so what are those two things in your business? Here is the customers don't always need to know the ins and outs to everything that you do to your job, right? So often, they'll ask us a question, and the analogy that Eric would use, if you ask his dad what time it is,
he'll tell you how to build a grandfather clock.
And don't we do that for all of our companies? Well, you know what? We have this situation and we have this sales process, and these are all the things that have to happen in order to make your requests come true. Customers don't need to know that.
Cut to the chase. Answer the question that's really bothering them. What's in it for me? How can you help me today?
Right. And so if we can't describe how to take care of them or how we solve their problem and fix their pain, not everybody on the team can do that, then you'll end up having a bad experience. And they don't just equate that bad experience to that person, they equate that bad experience to the whole company. And so then where that one gap is in our customer experience, that ends up being the whole gap for our company. And so then the benefit is when everyone at the company knows what we offer, that knows the right way to treat the customer, then the culture at the firm coheres around building the entire company, not just the item that we're selling. So workers who are united by a common vision of what the company's mission is are more likely to make right decisions in difficult and problematic circumstances.
You bet.
Because it often is where customer service and that great customer experience comes to play is when a problem arises.
You bet.
It's easy to say, okay, we offer great customer service and have this great experience as long as, it's easy, they don't have to wait to be seated and we have everything on the menu and we can accommodate their dietary needs and changes because we know what's on the menu. It's when those challenges arise, how do we rise above it?
All right, so there you have it. They're more, and by the way, they're more likely to be happy and enjoy working for you because knowledge is power, and so you put them in a position where they don't have to be down in gosh, I don't know. Knowledge is power.
But think about how if you've got everybody on the team, everybody knows these two things. You start there with the basics, and it's simple, and you build from there.
What are the services that you offer, and how do you bring them into your culture?
There you go. What's on your menu?
What?
How do you seat your guests?
I like that. All right. Folks, it's social media day. And guess what? Our next guest is going to tell us that it's Christmas. What? Coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Get your payroll and employee paperwork done efficiently, effectively, and economically with Employer Essentials. Free up your time, free up your money, and let Employer Essentials help your business grow. They handle all of your payroll and HR needs at EmployerEssentials.com or call 303-734-9436. 303-734-9436.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
When you work from home, you run the risk of setting up a makeshift workspace in the corner or somewhere off to the side of your bedroom. It's not really a home office. It just happens to be your office at home. Let Helene's Designs help you create a productive workspace that transforms you from hobbyist into an innovative CEO ready to be featured in a magazine spread. Take charge of your home office and call Helene's Designs. You're the CEO. Make sure your home office looks like it. 720-233-7302. 720-233-7302.
Let's face it, you're stuck. Sure, your business is stable, but you've been floundering it even for too long. It's time to call Stephanie Scheller. Stephanie is a systems, business, and marketing coach who's helped over 300 companies improve their results by setting up systems and holding them accountable to trackable growth. Sometimes all you need is a fresh perspective and a little bit of accountability to break through to the next level of your success story. Call Stephanie today, 210-426-6956, and just talk to her. 210-426-6956. She can help. It's your business. Call today.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
Every day, hundreds, if not thousands of people are searching online for what your business has to offer. SharpNet Solutions can help you get found, just like they did for Vera at Lovebug Matchmaking.
SharpNet has really helped our business expand to 60 miles around our business. Being able to be seen online and being able to be seen through searches has made an enormous difference.
SharpNetSolutions.com or 303-900-4988.
Each year, high school students from around the world begin the adventure of a lifetime by studying in the United States. Academic Year in the USA, AUSA, invites your family to become a part of the adventure. To host a student or to study abroad, call us at 1-888-55-AY-USA.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
What? This is not the Christmas season.
No, it is the middle of summer. So, of course, all we are thinking about is summer and pools and beach and lakes and hot. But are you even thinking ahead for the great holiday season that is coming up? Well, our guest expert, Kimberly Orr, the founder and lead PR and social media strategist of Knockout Performance. Of course, we're celebrating Social Media Day with Kimberly here, but she is always 2 seasons ahead of us when it comes to marketing and PR. And we're going to make sure that you are as well. Kimberly, welcome to the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Thank you for having me, Angel and Eric, and happy Social Media Day to both of you.
And right back at you. This is like a big holiday for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. I've been on the phone and pitching and working since 7 a.m.
Wow.
And some of that may or may not have started in my pajamas. The phone started ringing and I started answering it.
The nice thing is that so much of it is mobile. You can work from anywhere, right, Kimberly?
I've worked from the treadmill. I've worked from the elliptical. I've worked from the car. I've worked from your office, my office, and the beach of Cancun.
And the beach from Cancun. Absolutely. And by the way, come on back next year.
I'm already coming.
Hey, okay, so Christmas holiday, how can people use social media today to ensure that they have a great holiday season? It usually sneaks up on us,
I know, but really, Christmas in July needs to be on your business calendar because there's a lot that happens in the world of PR and public relations well before December 25th rolls around or even Black Friday rolls around. So different businesses celebrate different seasons. And I like to tell people Christmas in July is the time that you need to start doing things like garnering a Haro account.
A what?
Haro account.
God bless you.
Thank you.
What is Haro?
Help a reporter out. So there are thousands of reporters every day who are looking for things to talk about. And it could be something as innocuous as, I need a great business financial strategist to be on the radio tomorrow, to tell me what's really important about the widget that you sell. So there is something called the Holiday Gift Guide season. So we just finished gift guides for Father's Day. Obviously, Father's Day was a couple weeks ago. Next up is going to be back to school. All kinds of reporters are looking for things, unique widgets, clothing, accessories, backpacks.
And while this is happening in August, we're talking about it now because this is the season to be doing it.
Right, because kids go back to school in about 6 weeks.
And it does, like Eric said, sometimes these holidays and these seasons sneak up on us because we're so caught up in the current one. But really to be ahead of the game for PR, for marketing, for our business, we have to be a couple seasons ahead.
Right, absolutely. So I always suggest to my clients that they have their own Haro account. Of course, I have one, and I'm looking for specific topics like booking you to be a guest on somebody's show. But for the holiday gift guides, those are going to hit in about October. So if you get an account now, it's free. It costs free.
Oh, how much is that?
It'd be free, Eric, even for you.
$0?
$0 for you.
Wow, I see if I got that in my budget.
So if you Google Haro, that's going to come up quickly on your Google, as in probably first place. And you can sign up for your free account, and then you're able to monitor for your business industry. You don't have to read every single pitch request.
Right.
You can monitor if you're in the financial services area, or if you're in the fashion area, or you're in the tech area. So that's going to give you a leg up on the holiday gift guides. And it's really important to think about where your customer is and what they're doing. And those holiday gift guides they're looking for information about 6 to 8 weeks out from the actual holiday so that they have the information to give to their target audience. Mom bloggers use this all the time.
Anytime you're talking anything about print marketing where you've got to have things printed up, you are so far ahead of the game because all of that needs to be submitted pretty early on. And so I think, Kimberly, this is probably why people say they don't have time for marketing, is because they don't plan ahead those couple of seasons in advance.
And you have to. I mean, in July, you should be thinking about Christmas. I have a fashion client. I just placed media for spring 2016 for their lines.
Wow.
Right alongside holiday 2015. So a lot of the major trade shows, you have to book your advertising in their product guides. You have to be signing up for their various sponsorships if you want a banner in the air at a major industry trade show. That stuff's all 6 months out. So really your calendar, we live in the present, or we do our very best to, but I did a lot of stuff for holiday just yesterday. So it was pretty interesting when I think about today, we're getting ready to celebrate July 4th.
Right.
And I need to think about, what am I going to wear this weekend for this week when I just got done booking ads for Christmas?
Right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about social media, because it is Social Media Day. How, Haro is a service that's provided by a website out there. What other social media elements will help us move the needle in our business?
Well, I like to think about, what business are you in? There are so many social media platforms, and it is not important to be on every single one of them.
Thank
you
God.
need to be where your audience is. The one caveat to that, I have not yet found a business that Pinterest doesn't work for, because whose eyeballs are on Pinterest? 87% women. Who makes most of the buying decisions in the household? Women. So it doesn't matter if it's financial services, women are involved. It doesn't matter if it's clothing. It doesn't matter if it's household goods.
I got a question. Financial services. How would you create a pin board for financial services? You just put pictures of dollar signs?
Lots of them.
What?
Well,
I don't get it.
vision boards.
Vision boards, put together a bunch of dream boards for different things that if you were financially set, I could totally do financial.
This is why I need a woman.
But also infographics. There's so many great tools to help you save money. And if you search Pinterest for money saving ideas, if you search Pinterest for learning about saving money or investing, there's so much on Pinterest in that category. And I know, Eric, it shocked me too.
No, you just solved it for me, though. Use the word infographics, which I think was invented because of Pinterest.
Yeah, infographics are great. If you look at my social media page today, I found some great infographics from Sumall in celebration of Social Media Day. They created some information about the best, the size, the length of posts, how often you should post, what you need to include in the post.
And all this can be found on Pinterest.
And I took all of those infographics and I posted that to my own social media page, Knockout Performance today.
So
those are going to drip all day.
You don't have to scroll all through Pinterest. You can just go to Knockout Performance.
And I pre-scheduled them because that's what an organized social media strategist does.
And I think that is an organized social media strategist has a schedule, has a calendar of events and things that you're working on, year round, that are ahead of the game to make sure that when that season shows up, you show up in a big way.
Right. And we are working 3 months out with content calendars. And it's really easy to attain that because you can stop and think about, okay, what do I need to think about in September, October, November for my business? And you start putting that into a content calendar and you'll quickly see, as things come up in staff meetings, as things happens in your business, you'll say, "Oh, we can talk about that on social media in November." You add that to the calendar, and before you know it, it's full, it's done. You upload that, you're scheduled, and you're well ahead of the curve.
It's another thing that people don't really understand, this whole concept of a content calendar.
Oh, yeah.
And how it can be leveraged. And can we do it on our own, or should we hire a professional to do it?
This is why you do bring in a professional. Think about, we are in the business and we are so focusing on all of the fires that we're dealing with today. Whereas if you have somebody that you've brought in from the outside, that's the only thing that they're dealing with.
Absolutely. And becoming that voice is really important. Hiring somebody who is that voice for your brand, who sees something and knows, hey, that would be great. That's an evergreen post for a content calendar. And I'm going to put that in a file. So when the business owner says, I just need something, I don't know what it is. Hey, how about this? So we have some ideas.
That makes a lot of sense. All right. So you mentioned Pinterest. You've talked about content calendars. What else?
I would like to remind people that email marketing is still so powerful. And I like to concentrate on the bottom 25%.
The
What does
bottom
that
25% on my feet.
So
Shoes.
your shoes are fantastic. Oh, yes, we can talk a whole show about that, but
I'm
we
sure
won't.
that is not what you meant.
No. As far as everybody has a list, okay? So let's say your top 10%, those are the folks who are always going to open your email. They need to know what's going on. They're invested in what you're talking about. The bottom 25%, maybe they haven't opened an email in a while, and your analytics will show you who has and has not opened your email.
Sure.
So if you focus on the people who haven't opened an email in 3 months, and you craft a campaign just for them, saying, I noticed we haven't heard from you in a while. We'd like to invite you to get back in touch with us with a 25% off or a free visit of something, a value-added opportunity to re-engage those people. You want to do that now so that they're back in the game, they're engaged with you as you ramp up for the holiday season. So that's a really great exercise you can do in your Christmas and July activities. Clean up your list, get rid of the duplicates, look and see who hasn't engaged with you in a while, and reach out to them. Remind them that you're on social channels, if in fact you are. Remind them that there are great ways to get your information, and there's great ways to engage with you via email marketing, via social media, and maybe even, who knows, events.
I love it. That is a great tip, Kimberly, because they have connected with you at one point. They've just kind of fallen off the radar.
Right.
And so those are, if you spend some time focusing on them, you can get them back.
Your customers get busy just like you do. Absolutely. So if you're only thinking about the people who are always walking through the door, you're not going to grow your business. You're going to maintain your business.
Yeah, so if you're only thinking about the people who are walking through your door, if you're only thinking about today, you are very short-term in your business planning.
Absolutely. Kimberly, how do our listeners get in touch with you?
You can call me at 303-601-6931.
Do that again, please.
303-601-6931.
Well, of course, check out Knockout Performance on Facebook and watch her drip campaign for Social Media Day all day today, and find Kimberly on the web at KimberlyOrr.com, KimberlyOrr.com. Kimberly Orr, you're knocking out the competition every single day.
Well, that's what we live to serve. That's what we love to do. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, folks, when we come back, we're going to wrap this show up. It is Social Media Day, so we're going to talk about those questions that actually get shared on social media. Next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Women-owned businesses are on the rise, but where do you go when the bank says no? Ladies, you know it's tough to secure the capital necessary to launch or develop a new business. You need to know attorney Steve Replin of the Replin Law Group. Steve specializes in helping women secure hard money lending when no one else will step up. You have an ally in Steve Replin. He has the knowledge and resources to get you the money you need to grow your business. Call Steve today. It's Money in the Bank, your bank. 303-322-7919 or replinlawgroup.com.
Computers. We can't live a moment without them. My friend sent me an email recently saying she was having 99 problems and 97 of them were because of email and technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, but I'm stuck with how to get past the lockups, the slow retrieval, and lost data. This is what Binkley IT specializes in, all your computer quirks and hangups. They'll take care of you, and often they can do it remotely. Call our friends at Binkley IT and solve your IT puzzle one piece at a time. Call 720-254-1057, 720-254-1057. And if your computer is still working, look them up online at binkleyit.com.
The Extreme Customer Service Directory is the go-to place for finding the companies who have the best customer testimonials. Plus, to make it even easier, we narrowed down the field to only 3 companies in your area. If you need a printer in the metro area, we have it. If you need ink and toner, we have it. The Extreme Customer Service Directory is one of the most visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com. ExperiencePros.com for the best in customer service. When you're looking for the best, think Experience Pros. You can feel good about doing business with the pros.
Attention business owners. If you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706 or visit RivieraFinance.com.
As a business owner, you know what it's like to wear a bunch of hats, and we know it too, which is why our very best advice to you is to outsource your accounting to By the Numbers Bookkeeping and Accounting. Philip Aronoff is well known to listeners and members of the Experience Pros Network. He was voted the best bookkeeper in the state of Colorado during the Fan Braggin contest, and he can absolutely help you build your business while making sure your accounting is all taken care of. Call Philip today and take that bookkeeping hat off for good. 720-837-0860. That's 720-837-0860.
I remember the moment. I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
As long as I live.
Several of us were working to rescue a family.
The house collapsed on top of the cellar door and trapped them.
We had to use Humvees and heavy machinery to move massive trees and debris.
We got them out. We helped a lot of people out.
It felt good to know I could really make a difference. Because I'm a citizen soldier in the National Guard.
Be there the moment your community needs you. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Colorado National Guard. Aired by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
Dana Lash, tonight at 8 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to start a revolution in how people treat people in business. It's Social Media Day.
Absolutely. And one of the most effective ways to power up your social media is using the power of asking questions. They say that asking questions can speed up fan and follower growth, interaction, and engagement, and it extends your reach, puts your content in front of a whole new audience.
One of my favorite social media bloggers is Rebecca Radice, and she has a fantastic article. And as I read through this in prep for the show, I thought, I can turn this into something we can use right now.
Oh, good. I'm glad you said that, because I thought you were going to say, I can turn this into a Jeff Foxworthyism, but you didn't. So thank goodness.
Would you like to do this?
No,
By way of Jeff Foxworthy?
No, I would not. No, stop. But we are going to give our listeners some top types of questions that you can use to boost your social media engagement. Because I think a lot of times you'll see people try and ask questions, but it tends to fall flat.
Let's get your questions shared like crazy. Number one, true or false questions are always very relevant. They test your audience's knowledge about things related to your niche and or interest.
And, the idea is to pick a question that's mainstream, at least to your audience. And that will help you draw in a large crowd. And then you can even add a visual graphic to the question. And so the example she uses here is true or false. Star Wars is the greatest movie of all time.
False. Everybody knows it's Princess Bride.
So you get a conversation going, right? Right there. You get a conversation going and done. Second example she uses is, do you remember Mad Libs?
Of course.
Well, she says, I loved those as a child. Who doesn't love to give a response to a simple but relatable question? So using a fill in the blank.
Oh, something like, the one food I could eat every day is?
Tacos.
Tacos, absolutely. Tacos.
Eric would eat tacos every single day.
Every day. Please, God, let me have tacos every day.
Now, you can take it one step further, and frame it out a little bit better. For example, she says, I'm a huge fan of avocados. I could eat them in just about everything and everything. Now tell me the one food I could eat every day is. So it gives you kind of add a little bit of your personality, the people-ness into the social media, right? And there's a human being behind it. And then so you've kind of shown your cards first.
Right.
And then allow your listeners or your followers to engage with you. So frame it up
Don't just throw it out there.
I think I played that game when I was a child. Motivational and inspirational questions serve a couple of purposes. First of all, it adds depth to your posting strategy, and rather than simply post work-related content, you go a little deeper with your audience. And secondly, it lets your audience better understand what makes you tick. For example, Peg Fitzpatrick wrote a thing, did a photo of a bunch of flowers, and then put words on top of it that says, create meaning. Underneath that, the comment was, how are you going to create meaning today?
Yeah, and so, she kind of adds some little more commentary, framed it up a little bit, put a visual graphic in place, because the visuals, and this is really key if you're going to use social media, they say that posts with photos see the most engagement, accounting for a whopping 87% of total interactions. And adding a photo to tweets boost your tweets by 35%, and 89% more in favorite, 150% more sharing. So get a question out there, but also make sure that you're using a picture that just kind of catches their attention as they're scrolling through. And they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, so the picture adds more depth
Indeed.
and meaning to the question.
Experience or relational questions are the next one on the list.
She says, this is a simple way to let your followers know you care about their opinion and share how you can solve their problem. For example, what do you love most about using our product or tool? If you add that if you add that question to your graphic with thoughts around why you're asking, for example, we've just updated, frame it out. We've just updated our software. Have you given it a try? Tell us what you love about it. So again, putting that framework around it actually adds more personality to the question rather than, hey, what do you love about our product?
Right, right. Here's another one, survey questions. Of course, everybody loves a survey, right? Not necessarily, but you can frame it up in this regard. Let's let them know what you're getting, what you're up to. We're getting ready to launch our new fragrance, and then add a question to the graphic. What should our new bottle look like?
And especially if you kind of have some example, an A or a B,
right.
People will chime in. Anytime you throw out an A-B sample, we're getting ready to make our new banner. Which do you like better? My new book cover.
Real estate agents throw it out. Which kitchen do you like the most?
Yes. And so using the A-B always, especially if there's a picture involved, is always a valuable way to get engagement and often reshares of your posts. They say you can post to provide an update or a tip, sharing facts or updates about your industry. You can use this type of question, she says, in a million different ways. Here's an example. Did you know that our dishwasher not only cleans the dishes, but cleans them in half the time than anything else in the market? So, just kind of putting it out there, who you are. Here's a little tip about what we do, but here's something you might not know about us. And I think those behind the scenes, you probably don't know. Did you know that, to prep for the 2-hour daily radio show that, Eric and Angel carpool into the studio every day so they can talk about it first.
Right.
Or did you know that the show isn't scripted, even though we have a framework of conversations, but in 2 hours, there isn't a pre-written script. It is all just in that preparation in the car ride leading into the studio. So something behind the scenes. Did you know our software engineer, eats Doritos every time he fixes
And all our keyboards are yellow. All right, so here's another one. Ask for advice. You can begin a conversation about using your tool or product or working with your brand. For instance, what do you do to improve your cell phone's battery life? Those kinds of things, people want to help. They want to give you their thoughts that will help.
And here's one that I think always, I think we see people, this is where we see people fall flat, is when they try to get edgy or thought-provoking.
These are my favorite.
They can be, but remember, never negative, because negativity will cost your company money.
Right.
So nothing negative, but edgy or thought-provoking, something that's in the news, especially paired maybe with a link to a current event story or what's trending, the hashtags with what's trending, but it can help you learn what people think about a certain topic if it's valuable and related to your market. If it's just to be edgy and just kind of to put that out there, but it has no relation to it, you tend to get your folks off topic. So yes, you want to push buttons and encourage vibrant and interactive conversation, but there's nothing like giving people a chance to voice their own opinion. And so the example that she used is, should cell phones be banned from classrooms?
You know, BuzzFeed has mastered this art. An example that they give is, how well do you actually know the United States? And then the link to their query and whatnot. Edgy and thought-provoking. Should Eric date that supermodel? Things like that should be, in fact, thought-provoking enough to warrant a response. What you're really trying to do is get your questions shared and your community out there and engaged.
Your community. Don't go fishing now for another community. It's your existing community. You just want to hear from them.
Absolutely. So thanks to Rebecca Radice for posting another great blog. We appreciate her on Social Media Day. That's right. It's Social Media Day here on the Experience Pros Radio Show. We want to thank you on behalf of Charlie, our producer, Angel, myself, and all the people that make the Experience Pros Radio Show happen every single day. We say thank you for tuning in and participating in this, the revolution in how people treat people in business. Now, we encourage you to do something crazy. That's right. I'm going to let you have permission to give somebody a 20-second kiss today. It's not what you think. It stands for kindness is so simple. Say something nice.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tusty and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.